On this edition of the Quest Diagnostics Scouting Report, paying tribute to one of the all-time MLS great goalkeepers and how Jordan Morris might get a few goals this weekend. Coming up. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Quest Diagnostics Scouting Report. Good health starts with knowing. Here with Steve Zakuani. I'm Nick Firchau. We're previewing the Seattle Sounders' big home matchup on Sunday against Real Salt Lake. Kickoff, 4 p.m. Pacific out at CenturyLink Field. You can catch the game on national television, FS1, or as always, local radio, Cairo, 97.3 FM, and El Rey, 1360 AM. And Steve, the Sounders buzzing this week after maybe their best win of the season on the road last weekend at Orlando City. 3-1 win. Jordan Morris gets 2 assists and Clint Dempsey gets 3 goals. Let's talk a little bit about Jordan Morris because really a stellar game from him. What did he do differently on Sunday, if anything, that led to all that success?
You know, Nick, his game actually hasn't changed much at all since he came to the Sounders. Early in the season, Jordan Morris was making the same runs that he made on Sunday, but there was one major difference. A couple of these looks here. Away to Salt Lake earlier this year, Jordan makes a great run. The pass from Tyrone Mears should come a couple of steps earlier. He delays, and Jordan is caught offside. A few weeks later, away to New England, Jordan has tons of space to run in behind. He wants to make that run, but Aaron Culver takes too long on the ball, and once the pass comes, Jordan's caught offside. The difference now is Jordan's making the same exact run, but the pass is coming. A lot of that is Lodeiro, but it's not just him, because Christian Roldan on Sunday actually put Jordan in with a great one-touch pass. A few months ago, that would be 1-touch, 2-touch, 3-touch, then the pass, and Jordan will be offside. Now he gets in behind on a one-touch pass. And how about this goal? I think it's Dempsey's hat-trick goal. Jordan with the chest pass. He doesn't just stand and admire the pass, he takes off right away. And when you make that kind of run, the quality of Lodeiro we've seen so far, he's going to find you. This is about as good as timing as you can get. If he holds on half a second longer, Jordan's offside. Finds him right in stride, pass to Clint Dempsey. It's a simple tap in. So Jordan really hasn't changed much. He's making those same runs. The only thing that's different now is guys are finding him right away. They know how Jordan plays. There's no more delays, and the pass is finding the runs, and that's leading to a ton of goals, a ton of assists, and the man who will benefit the most is Clint Dempsey. Because all he has to do is follow Jordan Morris. The defense goes to Jordan Morris, Dempsey trots in behind, and he'll get 1 or 2 tap-ins per game if it works that well. Because he's not the focal point at this point. It's Jordan Morris in behind and Dempsey making the secondary run.
You think about a couple weeks ago against the LA Galaxy and how frustrated Clint Dempsey looked with Jordan Morris. He looked a lot happier against Orlando City, and that's good news for the Seattle Sounders, and it bodes well when they face a big challenge coming into town on Sunday in the form of Real Salt Lake and 37-year-old veteran goalkeeper Nick Rimando. Let's take a look at some of the stats here. This is maybe the best goalkeeper we've ever seen in MLS. Steve, obviously a 2-time MLS Cup champion, 2004 with DC United, and then that run with Real Salt Lake in 2009. All-time MLS leader in wins. He passed Kevin Hartman last week. Now he's at 181 and adding to that in the future. All-time MLS leader in shutouts. He's also going to set the record eventually in games played as well as saves. And this is the stat I like to look at the most to say, they just don't make them like this anymore. Look at the games played among active MLS players right now. Nick Rimando at 414 coming into this weekend. Next up is Stefan Frei, the Sounders goalkeeper at 168. And then you go down the list of some of the younger guys that have been in the league. These guys are not going to pile up 400 appearances. They just don't make them like Nick Rimando anymore. What makes him so good?
You know, it's very strange when speaking about a goalkeeper, but it's actually his feet. Nick Rimando can pass as well as almost any outfield player. I've seen him in games take the ball off the chest, bring it down, and then drill a half volley right to Beckerman or Morales' chest. And goalkeepers typically don't do that. So he's very, very good with his feet, and the team he plays on, it allows him to start a lot of the attacks. But not to say that he's not good with his hands. He's a tremendous shot stopper. What he lacks in height, he makes up for in agility. And Nick Rimando's a very towering presence despite his lack of height. When you play against Nick Rimando, you know he's there. You hear his voice. He commands his backline so well. He's stayed relatively injury-free, which is why he's racked up so many games. And you always know you have to bring your A game to get the ball past him. He's won Salt Lake so many games in the past. And if he has a good game on Sunday, they have a chance. For the Sounders, if you get past Nick Rimando once, 2, 3 times, is something that doesn't happen often, and you probably win that game.
Sounders have battled against Nick Rimando since their first year in MLS, back in 2009, and subsequently Nick Rimando has more wins against the Sounders, 8 than any other goalkeeper in MLS, and 6 of those were shutouts. So a really tough challenge here for the Sounders coming up on Sunday. Don't miss the game, 4 p.m. Pacific. You can catch it on national television, on FS1 and local radio, Cairo 97.3 FM and El Rey 1360 AM. For Steve Zakuani, I'm Nick Firchau. Thanks for watching the Scouting Report.